Next video is a pretty interesting video and there's a backstory behind it. So the gentleman on the screen is Richard Ahiagbah. And I went to Illinois State University with Richard Ahiagbah. And as a matter of fact, Richard was actually my roommate in graduate school. So he's a very close friend of mine. He is currently the director of the opposition party in Ghana. And he's served 2 terms, I think, in that position. Let's go ahead and hear his opinion. He made a speech on national television about the incidents in South Africa. Let's go ahead and get it.
I won't go to South Africa again. I've told myself I won't go to South Africa again. I've been to South Africa once, and I went to Johannesburg. The history was terrible. The experience was bad. The people are just angry. They're angry. And I'm not sure who they're angry at, but the white people who oppress them. Now, they can't confront them. They can't engage them. They can't vent what it is they are angry about to the white people who oppress them. Okay, economically they are trapped. Okay, the factors of production in the country is far beyond their reach. If you go to Johannesburg on a few occasions when I was there, you go and in the mornings they bring pickups and people are going to plantations and they are running to get in the pickup. So as many as can get in the pickup are the ones who have job for the day. Sure. So they are trapped. There's a challenge in their country. But this challenge is not due to migrants coming to the country. People who go to the country, as other Africans who go there, they go there to contribute to the economy. They invest. They are not there to take their jobs. They have a situation which is governmental or economic within the setup of their country to deal with. Their government must provide for them, must engage the policies. The people that they are angry and complain about, their fellow Africans, are not their problem. In fact, South Africans are unique in a sense that they are very inward looking. And I make this point very intentionally because of my experience there. I went there, we took an Uber to the Apartheid Museum. We alighted. My phone was left on the seat. I got down to pay the driver. Then the driver bolted. Because yes, another person in the back said, "Oh, because he ordered the Uber on his phone, the money was taken directly." So I got down to pay him, and once he told me that the money has been paid and deducted from his account, I just shut the door, forgetting my phone was there. So the minute I shut it, I realized my phone was there, and we started calling this driver. He disappeared.
In Ghana, he will get his phone back.
He disappeared. We called him, he shut his app off, we called Uber and all of that stuff. It took us 6 hours, and this guy was moving from Pretoria to here, and eventually we got him at Pretoria. We had to call one of the manager at the Apartheid Museum, called him and spoke their language to the guy. We had spoken to him through Uber. He said he didn't see anything. Soon as he left us, somebody bought the Uber, and so therefore that person must have taken it. Then the lady who was the manager there, we got friendly with her, and she said, "Oh, give me the number." He called the guy who had told us he didn't see the phone. Now in their language, telling the woman, "But yeah, he see the phone. If we can pay him 7,000 rand, he would give us the phone." So we agreed we'll pay him. So we chase after this guy. We go here and he keeps shifting. So we called the police. The lady called the police and said, "Look, what this guy is doing, he might end up bringing people to rob us." So we got plainclothes police people, we've got Uber for them, they sat in it, and we had 2 cars. So we got to one position, he said, "We are here." It was at 6 p.m.
Just tracking your phone.
Yes, at 6 p.m. Then this guy showed up, he went home, changed, had guns in his car.
Wow.
And met us at a location to give him my phone. So the minute he got there, we had the plainclothes police people. Once he got down, they surrounded the car and arrested him. And they checked the car, guns in the car. We took this guy to a police station. You know what? He was arrogantly telling the police people that why are they taking the sides of foreigners against him?
That's he told us.
I believe this story because, like I said, Richard is a long-time friend of mine. I'm talking like a brother, blood. I know him, a man of integrity. He's not going to make this up. But I also know it's true because I've been to South Africa 5 different times. And just like him, I've never had a great experience in South Africa. So I stopped going and I'll never go. The last time I was there was just in transit because I had to use their airport as transit, but I never left the airport. The crime is in your face when you get there. You smell disease. I always say, like, you just smell disease when you get out there. It's fallen from grace. It's not what it used to be post apartheid. It's just become a very horrible state. It's been wrongly managed. And the sentiments for most Ghanaians, if you go on Ghanaian media and Ghanaian social media, a lot of Ghanaians are even questioning why Ghanaians have gone to live and work in South Africa. If you're not there because maybe you married a South African chick, there is no reason for you to be there. Because economically, I think Ghana is doing so much better than South Africa. South Africans have over 35% unemployment rate. If you look at the youth population, they are recording numbers for long-term unemployment around 80%. So they are jobless. They are not working. Those numbers is not the case in Ghana. Also, the South African rand is not performing the best compared to the Ghanaian cedi and the US dollar. So Ghana has a much stable currency than the South African rand. And then the crime rates, Ghana is 100 times safer than any city in South Africa, except for maybe the parts that are heavily controlled by white people in Cape Town. But once you leave that protected area, Cape Town is very dangerous too. So Ghana is just so much safer, so much economically sound, that maybe it may have made sense for Ghanaians to migrate to South Africa 10 years ago. But over the last 4 years, it's just so much better to live in Ghana. Ghana has just expanded so much. There's so much opportunity in Ghana to where it just doesn't make sense for Ghanaians to go there. And this is why it's even members of our elite, like Richard, is not even interested in visiting South Africa. And I'm not interested in going either. I'll choose Botswana and Namibia over South Africa all day, every day. I'm not interested in its people. I'm not interested in the country. It's not interesting to me. You know, I'll give them a plus on my piano. I like that music. But even, damn, come on. You know, it's just entertainment. There's just no hope left in South Africa. And these guys are venting their frustrations at the wrong people. You know, and I don't think they should vent it at white folks either. I don't think it's a white folks problem. It is their government's problem. It's mismanagement. The white folks are only 5% of the population. They don't have any power. Yeah, so I may disagree with Richard here where he thinks the problem is the white folks. No, it's not. I think the problem is them South Africans, a lack of education. They're not taking advantage of the educational systems, an overwhelming dependency on state institutions and the state, and finally, mismanagement by their leadership, which is the ANC. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section.